All right, good morning, everybody. Let's start with our toe lifts. So as usual, the cat came up to see me, and normally she likes to be on my lap, but apparently she decided it was too warm. So now she's laying on my desk underneath my monitor. All right, heels up, right, and left. So today it is Tuesday. We have Tabatas. We're gonna do 2 exercises, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, 4 rounds of each exercise. Let's march. So start to brace the core, tuck the ribs under just a little bit, and we're going to start to lift the thighs towards parallel to the floor. Good, 4, 3, hamstring curls right here, tricep, little press back. So our format for our circuits today, we have 6 circuits. The first 2 circuits are lower body, the next 2 are upper, and the last 2 are core. Good, bring the knees up. We're gonna take it shoulder towards our opposite knee. So we're gonna do, basically it's gonna end up being 16 rounds, which seems like a lot, but it's not bad. 16 rounds of lower body, 16 upper, 16 core. Good, back to curl. So you are welcome to modify and adjust your weights as needed. Lower body especially, you can do body weight only if you need to. Slow deadlift right in the center, feet hip width apart, hinge and then lift. So down, 2, up, 2. So we've got that little bit of a tail feather tuck. We've got our ribs pulled under. So we keep a neutral spine. So it's just a nice good hamstring stretch and lift. Don't have to touch the floor. Just go until you feel a good stretch and you can keep that neutral position. Good, bring it back up, keep the tug, squat it down, push through to stand tall. So think about where your knees are going. I noticed on my first squat, I kind of had a little bit of a wobbly knee. So I'm trying to think about my knees tracking over my second toe. So nice good sit, nice good stand. Depending on the shape of your hips, a little bit of a wider stance and toes a little bit out to the corner might feel a little more comfortable. Hold it in the center. We're just gonna open and close right here. So just think about stretching out the chest, stretching out the biceps. 4, 3, hold it in the center. We're going to reach it towards the ceiling, pull it back down again. So imagine we're doing that wall sit. We've got that low back pulled in, and we're keeping our arms trying to touch the ceiling, or not touch the ceiling, touch the wall behind us. Now your wall might be a little more forward. That's okay. But reach and pull it back down. 2 more. And then we're gonna do our arm circles. Reach. Good, arm circles. So right arm up and back, bring it back around again. It's okay if your circle is a little bit smaller, or maybe your circle is a little bit different. We're just trying to do a nice big circle here. Good, up and back. 3 more, lift. Last 2. Last 1. Forward step and reach. So take it forward, pull it back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So nice, good reach. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna add that open book so it slows down just a little bit. Take it out, open, close, together. Normally we go really slow, but I know you've got this one. Forward, open, close, together. I had a roll of, I want to call it medical tape is basically what it is, but it was in her way, so she had to knock it off the table. 1 more, forward. In the center, side lunge, hold it here. Just a little side to side, inner outer thigh stretch. Good, 4, 3, 2. All right, hold it in the center, cat-cow, inhale, exhale. Now you can do gentle arch and round. Control your pelvis. If that's not for you today, then just belly breathe. Hold that neutral spine. So how much spine movement you do is between you and your osteopenia or your osteoporosis, or just how your back is feeling today. Good, one more. All right, bring it all the way up. We're gonna walk it out to a plank and we're gonna stay there. So we're gonna hinge it forward. We're gonna walk it out to a nice good plank, stay there. We're gonna lift up into a down dog and then back to our plank. Now you have an option if you wanna do this at an incline. Hands can be on a chair, a countertop, a wall, you choose. Good, just a couple more. Press it back. Bring it back up. Press back. Back to plank. Walk it all the way back up to a standing position. We're gonna bring it back into the center. Little shoulder roll. We're gonna do our heel stomps. If you would like to do full jumps, go for it. Otherwise, I want you to try to slam those heels down as hard as you can. 4, 3, march it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders, up, back, and down. Grab a quick drink of water. All right. So 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. We're gonna do heels elevated squats, and if that doesn't work for you, regular squats. Option 1, heels on dumbbells. Option 2, roll up a mat, heels on the mat. Second exercise is the pass-through lunge, where we do the right foot goes into a forward lunge and then the right foot goes into a reverse lunge. Modify as needed. If you just need to do reverse lunges, that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. So I'm gonna do, child, oh my goodness. Hello to you too, dear. All right. All right, so we're gonna do our heels elevated squats. 20 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. So heels elevated squats, your time is on. Don't wait for me. I have a fur child that apparently really needs to be near me today. And my roommate is home, so he's back. And she hissed at him like the whole entire first day that he was home. 2 and 1. All right. Give yourself a little bit of space. I'm just going to turn sideways so I'm perpendicular, or parallel to those dumbbells, I guess. Pass through lunge. Here we go. So forward step. You can pause in the middle. Reverse. So we're going to do 2 rounds on the right. Forward lunge. Pause. Reverse lunge. Option. Don't pause. And just like a pendulum, you go forward, you pass the middle, and you go down. Good. Back to heels elevated. So we're getting a little bit of quads today on this section. 2 and 1. And remember, if you just need to do regular squats, you can just do regular squats. This is a little bit more knee, so your squat might not be as deep because of your knees. Or you might be able to go deeper because you've got tight ankles and this adjusts your ankle position. Good, rest. Gonna go through our pass-through lunge. Kat, you are in the worst location. Good, time's on. So forward lunge, pause in the middle, reverse lunge, pause in the middle. Forward, pause, reverse, pause, or forward, no pause, reverse. Here's 2 and 1. Heels elevated squats. So again, it can just be your heels on a rolled up mat. Good. Lower down, stand tall. And again, we don't want to drop down to turn it into a deadlift. This is going to adjust our knees. You find that range of motion that feels okay. It's more quads. 3, 2, and 1. All right, pass through lunge. I'm switching over to my left leg now. Here's 2 and 1. Good. Forward lunge. Pause. Reverse lunge. Pause. Good, 10 seconds. So the nice thing is for this one, it's only 20 seconds. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Last set. Heels elevated squats. Heels elevated squats. 2 and 1. So squat down and stand up. And remember, your squat might not be as deep. So if your knees are not digging deep squats, you find that range of motion where you just feel a little stretch, but you don't want to feel pain. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Pass through lunges. One more set. And then our next round is going to be a little bit more buns. 2 and 1. So forward lunge. Pause or pass. So you can pass go, or if you get stuck in pass go, remember you got to go to jail. Isn't that how Monopoly works? 3, 2, and 1. All right, dumbbells down. A little bit of a shakeout. Grab a quick drink of water. And I'm definitely going to be nagging people to drink water. It's hot. It hasn't really hit that humid stage yet, at least around here, but it is toasty. All right, we have sumo deadlifts. So that just means shoulder width, toes forward or just a little bit out to the corner, but it's still a hinge, just a little different. Second exercise, 1.5 curtsy, down, half, down, and then tap. And you can alternate or 2 right, 2 left. We're gonna start with our sumo deadlifts. 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest in 3, 2, and 1. So we're taking the legs a little bit wide. It's still that hinge. It's just that little bit of a pushback. So just a little hinge and a little lift. And again, this is when you don't have to get to the floor. It's just a little hinge. Focus is going to be on glutes in this set. Last one. Carefully bring the feet in. We're going to do a pulse curtsy, 1.5 curtsy. 3, 2, and 1. So down, half, down. I'm going to do all one side. If you want to alternate, go for it. So we're sinking into that side glute. So this is a little bit more buns, a little bit less quads. Here's 2 and 1. Good. Take your legs a little bit wide again, toes forward or a little bit out. I like dumbbells in front. 3, 2, 1. Good. And again, just a little hinge and a little lift. A little hinge, a little lift. So you can do a little bit of a knee bend, like you're pushing your hip to touch the wall behind you. And then we hinge forward with that neutral spine. It just feels different because our legs are wider. Good. Bring it in. Going for our curtsies. I'm going to do the same side. You're welcome to switch. Here's 2, 1, 1.5 curtsy. So down, push, down, and lift. We're pushing through the heel. Feel that glute more than your knees. We did knees, we did quads. Now we're focusing on heels and glutes. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those legs in, or not legs in. Take it in, legs a little bit wide, shoulders down, brace the core. 2 and 1. And you can do a couple different hand positions, whatever feels better for you. Nice good hinge, nice good lift. Nice good hinge, nice good lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switching over to the other side, we're going to go for our curtsy, 1.5, 3, 2, 1. So we cross halfway, down, and lift. Now your cross might be down, up, down, and in. It does not have to be back knee down towards the floor. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. One more set. And then we're going to give those legs a break, and we're going to focus on upper body. 2 and 1. So good hinge, good lift. On this set, you might notice you get a little bit closer to the floor. Part of that is just because your legs are wider, which makes you shorter, which just makes it a little bit easier to go down. Here's 2 and 1. Carefully bring it in. One more set, 1.5 curtsies. 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's our little cross, push, and then lift. Push through the entire foot. A little more emphasis on those heels, on that front heel. Down, push, down, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. A little shake out. Walk around, grab a drink. Giving the legs a break. Going for upper body, and that means we've got back, biceps, shoulders. One round is up, one round is on the floor. So we're going to do 1 row, 1 curl. Just 1 and 1. So 1 row, 1 curl, and then we're going to do side raises. Those are our 2 exercises. So decide what you want to use for weights. 1 row, 1 curl, 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So 1 row, 1 curl. Nice good hinge, row, stand, curl, and hinge. So a little bit more of a deadlift, a little bit of core here. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, side raises. Side raises. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So first option, 1 arm at a time. Second option, both arms at the same time. I'm doing a straight-ish arm, scapular plane, which means I'm not straight out. I'm at a little bit of an angle forwards. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, switching it back. 1 row, 1 curl. 3, 2, and 1. So hinge it forward. Row, stand, curl at the top. Hinge, row, stand, and curl. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice, good. Hinge forward, pick up that second set of dumbbells. We're gonna go for our side raises. 2, and 1. So side, lower, side, and lower. A little bit of a soft knee bend. Doesn't have to be a lot, but a little bit of a soft knee, little tail feather tuck under. And I'm lifting back of the hand towards the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. You can always do thumb up towards the ceiling. All right, 1 row, 1 curl. 2, and 1. So row, stand, curl at the top. So just slow and steady. You can go a little bit faster here. So only 20 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, side raises. If you need to make it a little bit easier, remember, bend the elbows. 2, and 1. So shoulders down. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Now you can change your hand position so that your palms face forwards and you just lift your thumb up towards the ceiling like you're going to give somebody a really big hug. 4, 3, 2, 1. Got 1 more set. And then we're going to head down to the floor for our next set of upper body and then our 2 for core. All right, hinge, row, stand, bicep curls. So hinge, row, stand. I'm doing a little bit of a flip grip. So I'm starting with my palms in and then I rotate, thumbs out to the side. Good, rest. All right, last set, side raises. So you can do shoulders Open at the shoulders. Here we go. So you can do, we don't want to do like a rotation where we go up and out. It's just keep your shoulders open. And sometimes this just feels better on your shoulders. So if you've got shoulder issues, opening up your hands like this opens up that shoulder joint. Good, rest. And that's always usually a better option if you've got shoulder issues. All right, we have got chest presses and pullovers. If you're standing, banded chest press and then a straight arm press back. Now you can also do a dumbbell chest fly, or you can do it seated, lean back and do a incline chest press, and then you can hinge forwards and do a press back. So if you need to stay seated or need to stay upright today, that's an option. So just kind of give it a think, decide what's going to be better for you today. I will say that if you're doing banded chest presses, if you feel up to it, I would do 4 rounds of chest presses and then 4 rounds of pullovers. Where we alternate, you would just do 4 and 4, just because the transition to go from banded to dumbbell is kind of fast. So just consider that, or do 2, 2, 2, 2 as an option, just because going from bands to dumbbells it's fun when you only have 10 seconds. All right, chest presses, 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So just a nice good chest press. Press it up and then lower. And again, a banded chest press is just fine, or kind of that reverse chest fly with dumbbells, or an incline press sitting in a chair. 2 and 1. I am going to switch to 1 dumbbell, hold it on the ends. Pull those ribs under, soft elbows. We're going to lower the dumbbell towards the floor, and then we're going to come right back up over our chest. Just go until you feel a stretch behind your arms. And again, if you're standing, I would do 2 to 4 rounds of the banded chest press. So you'd be doing a chest press again on the floor. Good, rest, getting ready for chest presses. Set number 2. So it just kind of depends on how you're feeling. 2 and 1. Good, so press it up and then back down. So just nice, good push. 2 and 1. All right, dumbbell pullover, or if you're standing and you're alternating or you're switching, you're gonna do a straight arm press back. Here we go. So lower the dumbbell and then bring it right back up again. So just a soft bend in the elbow, and we're trying to open from the shoulder. Lower the dumbbell towards the floor. And again, this is one, it does not have to touch the floor. Ribs tucked, low back close to the floor. Just go until you feel a stretch. Good, rest. Going back to chest press. Now, if you were doing 4 sets of chest press, you're going to be heading to straight arm press backs now. Just kind of depends how you decided to do it. So we are starting set number 3. Here's 2 and 1. All right, going for our pullovers, arms up, a little bit of a soft bend in the elbow. Here we go. So lower down towards the floor, right back over your chest. Lower towards the floor and over the chest. Just working the muscles, your lats, in addition to a little bit of back of the shoulder. Good, rest. You got 1 more set. On the floor, chest press, standing, banded chest press, or you might be on set 3 times on of your pullovers or press backs. So nice, good inhale on the way down, exhale on the challenging part of the exercise. Most important thing, make sure you're breathing. 2 and 1. Last set, dumbbell pullovers. And then we're gonna switch over to core, which has a little bit, 1 upper body exercise in it. 2, and 1. So lower the dumbbell towards the floor, lift it back up. So nice, good stretch. And then pull, using those muscles that wrap around your arms. Good, bring it up. Little rest, set the dumbbells to the side. Give yourself a little bit of a break. Grab a drink if you need it. We're gonna stay on our backs. We're gonna do Skullcrushers with leg lowers. If you're standing, you can do just tricep kickbacks. And then, or you can do an overhead extension with a march. Second exercise is reverse crunches. If you're standing, mummy kicks. So we're gonna do triceps and then mummy kicks if you're standing, Skullcrusher leg lower, and reverse crunches if you're on the floor. So grab 1 or 2 dumbbells. We're gonna focus on the backs of the arms. So take it all the way down onto your back. We're gonna lift up into a dead bug position in 3, 2, and 1. So all the way on your back. You have the option of just doing your Skullcrushers or lift up into dead bug, arms go down, 1 heel drops down to the floor. So we are getting arms here, but I want you to focus on core as well. These are our core segments. 2, and 1. Dumbbells down, kind of by your hips. Reverse crunch. It's just that little bit of a pelvic tuck. 2, and 1. So a little pelvic tuck and in. Pelvic tuck and in. It does not have to be big. Your toes do not have to go all the way back down to the floor. It's completely up to you how big you make it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, going back to Skullcrushers with our leg lower. Again, if you're standing, you can just focus on your triceps. Good, time's on. So arms lower, heel drops to the floor. Challenge for this. When you bring the legs in, don't let the knees start tucking in towards your chest. Take them out. Knee is in line with your hip, pointing up towards the ceiling. Good, rest. Getting ready for our reverse crunches. If you need to regress a little bit, you can have your feet on the floor. Time's on, and you can just do a little pelvic tuck. We don't engage the glutes. We focus on that little bit of a pull in, or you add in that little bit of a tuck. Little bit of a tuck. 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it back up. Skullcrushers. You have an option here to make it a little bit harder and to drop both heels down to the floor as you lower the dumbbells to either side of your head. This is 100% optional. You are welcome to keep alternating. It's a little bit more challenging. Got to keep that core stable. 2, and 1. Carefully bring it in. Going for reverse crunches. Set number 3. Reverse crunches, set number 3. Time is on. You can make this one a little bit harder, where you're going to bring the knees in, and then I want you to think about putting footprints on the ceiling. Can you put a footprint on the ceiling? Again, if you need to, keep just that little bit of a tuck. 2, and 1. One more set. One more set. Good Skullcrushers, arms up, legs up, single leg lower or double. Time is on. Lower and lift. This also requires a little bit of thinking. So low back pulled into the floor. There is no movement from your shoulders down to your actual hips. So we're keeping it glued to the floor. Good. One more set. Rest. Going for reverse crunches. You can just do your little pelvic tucks. You can do the little knee in. Time is on. So you can start with your little tucks. You can do a tuck Knee in towards the chest or tuck. Push the ceiling. Feet leave a footprint on the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, a little bit of a rest. We are going to come up to a seated position, and then we are going to do side planks with an optional rear fly, and you can do it without a weight. And then we're going to do boat. So we're just going to do a little V-sit hold. Now, if you're standing, you're going to do a farmer's carry, one side only. And then your second exercise, actually we're not doing a rear fly, I changed it. Side plank hip drop with a clamshell. It's not that hard. If you're standing, you're going to do a farmer's carry. And then for boat, you're going to do a weighted march. The rest of us, side plank. We're going to bring our legs in for a clamshell, shoulder down. We're going to lift our hips up, open, close, hips down, lift, open, and close. Your time is officially on. Now, if you want to, you can just hold your side plank and do your clamshell, or you can not do the side plank and just do the clamshell. But remember, this is core, so I want you to focus on that side plank. But hip drop, lift, clamshell, hip drop, lift, clamshell. We're working both hips. Good, bring it down, flip over onto your buns. We're just gonna take it back for boat. So start, heels down, little lean back, little C curve, and we're just gonna hold. Just a little hold, your time's on. Now if you wanna make this a little bit harder, lift one leg off the floor. Make it a little bit harder. Both legs off the floor, and I'm already shaking today, so I'm just gonna do 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Side plank. I'm gonna do the same side. You can switch. That's the nice thing, is we just go from side butt to side. Good, time is on. So we're just going to lift up, open the clamshell, hip down, hip up, clamshell, hip down, hip up, clamshell. We're digging that knee into the ground, lifting with our obliques, using that hip to help pull us up. 3, 2, and 1. Going back for boat. I'm going to go ahead and turn just so I'm ready for my plank on the other side. Good. 3, 2, 1. Heels down, little lean back, little C curve. You do not have to be almost to the floor. We're going a little bit farther back, but it's a little C curve. Again, make it a little bit harder. Lift one leg or lift both. You choose. I'm already very shaky, so I'm just going to lift 1, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. Side plank. I am switching over to the other side. So I'm on my side hip. Wrist is under my shoulder. I'm going to lift my hip up, open, close, hip down, lift, open, close. Your hip does not have to touch the floor, and we want to make sure that we're not shrugging our shoulder up by our ear and trying to use our arm to get our hips up. We need to use our hips. Good, rest. We want to use our hips to get our hips up, not our shoulder. All right, going back for our boat. 2 and 1. So little lean back, and then it's just a little C curve, and then if you want to make it a little bit harder, you just lift one leg off of the ground. We're still trying to use the core versus your hip flexor. You're getting some hips, but we want to use that core to hold you up nice and tall. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Going back. Last set. Side plank. So shoulder down. 2, and 1. So we lift up, open, close. And it can be a little hip down. Your hip does not have to touch the floor. Sometimes that's just mobility, but hip down. Use that hip to lift the side of your body up away from the floor. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Boat. Last set. Last set. And if you're doing one leg lift, make sure that you do a couple rounds of each side. 2 and 1. So it's a little lean back, little C curve, arms extended, hold it, shoulders away from the ears, and again, lift the leg if you want to make it a little more challenging, or lift both and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, little shakeout, little rest. We're gonna go ahead and stretch. So give yourself a minute, clear your area, grab a quick drink. We're just gonna do a little bit of stretching. So we're gonna bring it into the center, and we're gonna do our 90-90s. You can have your legs bent, or if it's a little challenging, you can just have your legs out straight. But all movement comes from your hips. The rest of your leg just kind of follows along. And we're trying to keep our buns close to the floor. So I know you can get your legs to the floor if you lift and you go all the way over. For this one, I want you to try to keep your body pretty centered. So your legs might not touch the floor. I just want you to think about trying to rotate the hips a little side to side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the center. We're going to take both legs out straight. We're going to start a little bit back so that your legs are straight, your knees are close to the floor, and then we're going to start to walk ourselves forwards. And something to think about is we don't want to just leave our hips back here and then just walk our body forwards. Your pelvis needs to lift up and rotate. So we're trying to take, it's almost like you're trying to take the back of your pelvis forwards towards your toes. So we have to rotate that pelvis, and you might be super tight and you might just be here. This would be my husband on a really good day. He is just very, very tight in the hamstrings. So for him, it's challenging to get that pelvis to go forwards and keep his legs straight. But we want to rock that pelvis forwards a little bit. Here's 2 and 1. We're going to take it in, bottoms of the feet touching, sit nice and tall. This is another one. You might have to start with your legs out, or you might have to start with your hands by your hips to help you sit nice and tall. You can grab your feet, lift up a little bit, press those knees out towards the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to go to a half kneeling position. We're going to skip the child's pose today that we normally do, and we're just going to do a nice good half kneeling position. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, little push forwards. Please come to standing if that is what you're feeling today. Ribs are tucked, tail is tucked. We're going to give ourselves a nice good pat on the back, and if you want to make it a little bit more fun, take your other hand and reach back. And how close can you get your fingers without arching your back and puffing out your ribs? Mine are getting better. It's getting better. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. We're going to switch it over to the other side. So same thing, half kneeling position, lunge position if you're standing. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute. Little bit of a push forwards just to deepen that stretch. We're going to give ourselves a nice good pat on the back right here. And then again, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, back of the hand goes into the small of the back. Back of the hand is going to reach up towards the other side. Oh, I think I can actually get him to touch. First time in I don't know how long. And 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're going to come to a standing position. Pull that front leg back a little bit. Try to stand without using your hands. Roll the shoulders. That's kind of the hard part. Some of it is just strength. Most of you probably have the strength to do it. You should. How long has it been? Like 7 years for some of you? You should be strong enough to get off the floor without using your hands. I hope. All right, shoulders down, ear to shoulder. Good. Bring it up. We're going to look to one side, look to the other. There's 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Right hand grabs the left wrist, little side bend. And release. Big breath in. Left hand grabs the right wrist, little side bend. Bring it down, couple deep breaths in right here. Spread the fingers, spread the toes, and out. Good, big breath in and out, and you are all done.